Have you ever found yourself saying yes when you mean no? This is one of the #1 obstacles to vision that I notice in executive coaching. 9 times out of 10, we will eventually get into a conversation that sounds like, I'm overwhelmed, I have too much to do, I'm missing my work-life balance, I am frustrated, I'm exhausted, and maybe that sounds familiar to you. I know I can get in that rut as well. As we unpack and explore it, oftentimes it's because people are saying yes when they mean no, or even not yet. This is so common because it becomes really automatic. Many times we learn to say yes when we mean no when we're small, when we're in other contexts, when we're attempting to get good grades or get the right answer at school. And what happens over time is it becomes such a habit that we don't even notice when we're doing it. And then all of a sudden, it stacks up, and by the end of the week or the month or the year, we realize that we have somehow added hours and hours and hours of unnecessary or unwanted commitments to our lives. So why do we do this? It's easy to say, just stop doing it.
Stop it!
But let's look a little deeper, because there's a value in identifying the root of a pattern. If we really want to explore the pattern, it's important to find out where it comes from. And if we can examine the root or what's driving the behavior, we have a way better chance of shifting the behavior, or at least slowing ourselves down enough that in the moment of choosing, we don't automatically say yes. We can take a pause, we can take a breath and make an informed decision. So what are some of the drivers that lead us to say yes when we mean no? I'm going to ask you to think about these 4 survival needs. Now, these are common to every human being, no judgment in them. They're just part of how we get along. That's part of how we win in life. And I think you'll recognize them as we look at each one. When I say survival, it's our way of maintaining certainty, of winning, of getting the things we want in life. And sometimes we get on overdrive and we stop paying attention to whether they're really giving us what we want, or whether they're inviting us to settle for something that we don't want, but that is familiar. And you know, I've said it before, we love our familiarity, even if it's not something we would say categorically is great or that serves our bigger vision in life. A visual I like to use is that we all operate in our own box. It's a perfect square box, and inside the box are all the things that we think should be going on. How we think we should be, how we think other people should be, all of our expectations are in the box, all of our assumptions are in the box. Certainty lives in the box. Now, when something or someone shows up and they're not the way they should be, like let's imagine everything in that box looks like an X, and somebody throws out an idea or a concept, or even they show up in a certain manner or way that we don't like, we did not anticipate, we didn't expect. We can either morph it into something, oh, well, this is probably something that I'm already familiar with. This is probably something like I already know. Or more often than not, if someone shows up in a way, or information or new data shows up in a way that we don't like or don't expect, we tend to eject it. We eject it because we don't want our box of life messed with. That feels very insecure. It feels very uncertain. So what keeps the box in check? How does this box maintain its shape? Well, imagine each line of the box represents a certain need, a certain survival need that we all have. And let's imagine that those survival needs are very strong, they're very automatic, and they tend to reinforce the certainty that we enjoy in life. And sometimes it's real, sometimes it's imagined, mostly imagined. But let's look at what are those needs and how do they keep the box in place. This is a 2-part series. The first 2 we're going to look at are the need to look good and the need to be in control. Next time we'll look at feeling good / comfortable, being right about ourselves and other people, and the impact. What happens when we say yes, when we mean no over time? The first survival need that we'll look at is the need to look good or not look bad. Saying yes when we mean no is a way often to look good, to look like, hey, I'm the helper. I'm the one that's the team player. I'm the one that participates fully. I'm the one you can count on. Look at me over here being the good student, being the good employee, being a great spouse, being a good friend, because I just say yes all the time. And I don't even think about it. And I don't even pause and ask myself, is it something I want to do? Is it reasonable? Is it in my job description? Is it something that's going to bring energy or life to me? It's just yes, 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 yes. And what happens over time when we give into this need to look good is we get resentful. We get resentful because maybe we don't look as good as we want to look, because our attitude starts to leak out. All the yeses build up because they're really not yeses. They're not honest. They are no's. And we train people to be able to toss things our way at a moment's notice. And then they stop thinking about, well, what could they do or what could someone else do? Because of course we're going to say yes. We always say yes. We're the yes person. Have you ever thought about you saying yes to someone when you mean no could actually take away from another person's opportunity to grow or to be challenged or to learn something? What if your yes was actually stealing, in a sense, from someone else who could do the job, the favor, the thing, and they might be excited about it, they might be blessed by it, they might be able to learn something or improve a skill set by saying yes. But your yes preempts them even being in the running for the question in the first place. So notice that need to look good, to be accepted. And again, no judgment about it. We all have that need to be accepted and to look good. And it's not bad, it's not wrong. Sometimes though, it gets in the way of the things that we want more, or the things that bring us life, or the pursuit of the bigger picture or the vision that we have for our own lives or for the organization, because the yes is so fast. The second survival need that we'll look at is the need to feel like you're in control, to be in control. And again, we love our certainty, right? Sometimes saying yes is a way to control, is a way to keep managing all the extra pieces, because if I don't say yes, someone else will do it and they won't do it as well. Someone else will do it and they'll mess it up, or the ball will get dropped, and then that'll affect other things that I need to do. So oftentimes, as we say yes so automatically and don't think about it, it's really not an attempt to be a team player or to be a great friend. It's really maybe underneath the surface, more of an attempt to have control, to feel like I have control over this person or this situation. Maybe even now they're going to owe me because I'm going to say yes to this thing I don't want to do. And now I have got some leverage in the relationship. So maybe the control shows up in that way with them. Sometimes with control, it looks like I'm saying yes when I mean no, but I have this other agenda that I'm also serving. That other agenda could be, now you're going to owe me. In a relationship, it could look like I'm going to hold this over you, so then when I have bad behavior or when I do other things that I know you don't like, I'm going to be able to throw my list at you and say, but look at all the things that I've done for you. There's a lot of ways that we like to use control as leverage. Some are obvious, some are a little more sneaky. That wraps up this one. Keep an eye out for part 2. It has other pieces that are really important, including what is the impact over time of saying yes when you mean no, the impact on you and the impact on other people. In the meantime, I put some related videos in the description, so check those out as well. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you.